Will I regret doing this challenge? I might. I feel like I want to quit this challenge, maybe. Everything in my head is telling me it's time to quit this challenge.
I would love for this challenge to be completely over, like right now. Every single day this month, I'm going to try to hit 15,000 steps. I believe today is June 22nd. I'm not starting on the 1st of the month because I know that if I wait longer, I will just keep postponing this. I have been wanting to do 15,000 steps a day for a while now, but I keep putting it off. Today's the day. It is 6:45 in the morning. It's on a Saturday morning. Philip has gotten into this awful habit of waking me up on Saturday mornings, and I don't understand why he does that, but we were already awake, and so I was just like, okay, let's just go. He can go fishing while I start my walk and hopefully start my journey to 15,000 steps today. So you might be thinking, Abigail, why do you want to do this challenge? You know, that's a really good question, because in January, a little over a month, I did 10,000 steps every single day for 30 days. That in itself was kind of honestly life-changing. During that month, I was sleeping better. I was feeling so much better. It was, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was not easy every single day to get 10,000 steps. Sometimes when I was traveling for work or I would have meetings all day, it was a little difficult to get those steps in. It's all about my intentionality and really just making sure I get a lot of the steps in before my day even starts, and so that's what I'm doing right now. Recently, I have just not been feeling the greatest. I have been pretty tired, exhausted. My diet has not been very good. I've also noticed that I have very low energy. I don't enjoy feeling like this, and I want to feel better. I want to feel stronger. I want to feel more active. I'm not necessarily worried about the physical part of walking 15,000 steps. I know I can do it, and I don't think that should be an issue. The thing I'm more so concerned about is having to wake up earlier to get the majority of those steps in before my day even starts. When I did the 10,000 steps a day for a month challenge, that's really the battle I was facing the entire month. If I wanted to sleep in a little later, or I didn't get the majority of my steps in at the beginning of the day, then I would be scrambling at the end of the day trying to get those last 1,000 steps in. My goals for this challenge are really to feel better and to live better. I do not do any exercise whatsoever, but I do very much enjoy walking. I am getting older. My birthday's coming up. It's not a major milestone birthday, but it's a pretty big birthday for me, and I just need to really work on taking care of my body and making sure it ages well. We are also going on a trip to Europe. We travel pretty often, I would say, and every single time I am just so drained. And that doesn't mean I don't walk 30,000 steps a day with him, because I do, but it's just honestly a little miserable, and so I'm trying to avoid that when we go to Europe, because I definitely want to see all the things and do all the things, and I will and I do, but I want to feel good when I'm doing it. So if watching my journey of walking 15,000 steps a day for an entire month seems interesting to you, keep watching.
It's so nice because my husband can fish and I can walk. For future reference, I will definitely have to get here a lot earlier. It's not even 7:30 yet, and it is sweltering out here. We are in Alabama in the summer southern heat. We can definitely feel it right now. It probably didn't help that I decided to do this challenge during the hottest time of the year.
4 miles, and I am at 8,300 steps today. There's nothing that feels better than getting over half of your steps in before your day even starts. It's literally 8 o'clock right now. My body isn't really tired. I'm really just tired of sweating. It's pretty hot out here right now.
It's the end of day one. The amount of steps we got today was 15,231 steps. I wasn't necessarily tired, but the heat was getting us. It was getting both of us. And when we got back home, I felt exhausted and a terrible headache, but it was because I was dehydrated, honestly. Once I got rid of my headache, I felt good. I felt energized, and I'm still feeling pretty good right now, but I think I'm gonna sleep really, really well tonight.
Hello, good morning. I am taking a brief little walk right before church starts. I really am trying to get my steps in as early as I can. This morning, I woke up, I was feeling sore. At the end of the day last night, my feet were kind of a little sore, but nothing bad. My back wasn't feeling anything. My legs weren't feeling anything. This morning when I woke up, my hips and my lower back were in pain. However, literally as soon as I started standing up and walking around a little bit, it was completely fine. Everything was good. It's 6:45 right now, and I really wish I would have gotten here a little bit earlier. I do have church today, so this is gonna cut my walk a little short, but I hope that I'm able to get in a lot of steps this morning. Cross Go. Sorry, I cut you off. I'm not sure if it's my walking form or it's my shoes. My shoes are a little newer. They're not brand new, but I bought them a month ago-ish. It's something about like my inner heels are a little sore. If you guys know what's up with that, let me know. As much as I wanted to do this outdoor walk, it is getting a little too hot and I have church after this, so I don't want to be sweating before church. So I'm about to go back home and walk a little bit on my walking pad before church starts. It's 5:33 today and I hit my 15,000 for day 2. It's day 3 of walking 15,000 steps a day, and it's 7:33 in the morning and I have 7,107 steps. I definitely wanted to do a little bit more steps this morning, but I have early morning meetings. I kind of just had to stop. Have to get ready for my day. I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was walking on my walking pad and I was working the entire time just so I can be ready for my 9 a.m. meeting. As of right now, I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, I'm not going to say that this challenge is easy because it is not. The second day, my back was hurting and I was kind of stiff and sore every time I was staying still. It is 3:56 right now and I've already hit my 15,000. Let me turn this around for you. I have hit my 15,000 for the day. And this morning I just woke up really early. I got some steps in when I was eating lunch and then some steps in when I was answering emails, and so parked in the very back of parking lots. I'm so thankful I got my steps in because now I can just chill and do whatever I need to do and not focus on my steps anymore. It is day 5 of my 15,000 steps challenge and I hit my goal for today. When I woke up this morning, I did not want to walk. This was probably the first morning where I was not feeling it. I just did not want to do it at all. However, I did. I just like booked it. Parked in the back of parking lots. I got extra steps in today. Tomorrow is going to be very tricky though, because tomorrow I have to go to Jacksonville, which is like basically 3 hours one way, 3 hours back. I will just be in market all day, which I will be going to different meetings and I'll get some steps in that way. I have to use the time that I would be walking in the morning to drive to Jacksonville tomorrow. What's gonna have to happen tomorrow is I'll have to wake up even earlier tomorrow to start and get a few steps in. Tomorrow there's a 95% chance that I will not hit my step goal. Morning everybody. It is 4:40 in the morning and I am trying to get my steps in really quick. Today is day 6 and today is probably going to be the hardest day. Basically going to be in the car for 6 hours today. When my alarm went off this morning, I did not want to wake up whatsoever. I am tired and today is going to be a very long day, but I really am committed to hitting these 15,000 steps. I'm on my little walking pad right now. I kind of set aside at least an hour and a half this morning that I can walk. Maybe I'll get at least close to 10,000 steps, and then naturally during the day I might get another 3,000. Wish me luck. This morning when I was walking, my knees were hurting a little bit and I was like, okay, well, this is weird. I don't regret walking this morning because it did help me get through, but also I do regret waking up this morning so early. It is 9:29 right now. I'm finally home and I am proud to say that I finally hit my 15,000 steps for today. I was very nervous that I was not going to be able to hit my steps. It is 10:08 currently and let's see how many steps I got. Not enough. 12,467. We're walking around New York City and hopefully I'll hit the steps before midnight. We are at 10:26 and I only have 2,000 steps left. I can do it. I know I can. This has been the closest I've been. Normally every single day I've hit my steps by 5 or 6. Good morning. Today is day 8. So we stayed up after midnight last night, so we kind of got a few steps in early. So I'm already starting the day with 3,629 steps and a mile.
What am I doing today?
Not too worried about getting my steps in today. It should be pretty easy. Feeling good. I really am glad that I started this challenge before we went to New York because I would be so much more sore right now. I would not have enough stamina to do these days. This has really helped a lot. I think it's because of the activities we're doing, but my feet and my shins are hurting.
Maybe actually walking instead of a treadmill.
Philip thinks that it's not actually walking, like being on a walking pad.
Not the same.
I agree, it's not the same. However, I'm still moving my body and moving my feet 15,000 times a day. I'm pretty decent at walking, but standing in one spot for a while, and we just got off this little cruise tour thing or whatever. We've gone up and down a lot of steps today. And
A lot of steps.
Lots and lots. We got a little lost a couple times, but that's okay. When I was moving, I felt okay, but then as soon as I was still, I was pretty sore. Let's see what I'm at right now. Oh, I'm at 15,000 steps right now, and it's only 128 right now. Definitely gonna get a lot more steps.
30.
Oh my goodness. but we're actually flying back out today, so it is gonna get cut a little short, but we still have a couple good hours in us. It's currently 6:40 right now, and I am at 20,927 steps, 8.96 miles. My feet and my ankles and my shins are hurting. I'm really tired. I'm so glad I have been doing this challenge because I would not have made it through today if I had not.
It is day, I want to say 9 of walking 15,000 steps a day, and I am feeling sore. Okay, yesterday, I don't even know how many steps we did, but it was over 20,000, and my legs, my ankles, my shins, they were and still are all sore. We are actually in Nashville. I know I said I was concerned yesterday that I wasn't going to hit my 15,000. I am concerned today. We did start our day very late, like 2,200 steps right now, and it's 11 o'clock. So really hoping I can get my steps in today. Yesterday was a lot. I'm glad I was able to do it.
It's 2:13 right now. I have like 8,000 steps. It is so hot. We have been like walking in the straight sun on black concrete at this race. How long does the race last? 4 or 5 hours? Ooh. But for the next 4 or 5 hours, we're just going to be sitting, which number one is going to be hot, but at least we're going to be staying still, unlike what we've just been doing recently. And then number two, since we're going to be staying still, I'm going to be so tired after the race that I'm not going to want to step any steps at all. It's going to be hard, and I know I keep saying the past couple of days, oh, I think it's going to be hard to get my steps in, Today and tomorrow, like, genuinely will be, I think, hard to get my steps in. 10:13 at night. We're walking around Nashville right now and trying to get my last 2 miles in. I think we are about to go to the Opryland Hotel and walk around there for a little bit where we got engaged. 11:01 and I hit my 15,000. Thank goodness I did, because I've done a pretty good streak so far, so really happy with it. Tomorrow will be hard though. It is day 10 of doing 15,000 steps a day for a month. I am not at my goal right now. We drove in from Nashville this morning before work, so we ended up getting here this morning at 8 a.m. Nashville's like a 2.5 hour drive for us, so we woke up pretty early this morning to be able to get here so I can start my work day. It is 5:11. I'm at 12,243 steps, so I basically just have like a mile more to go and I will be good to go. I can do it before the end of the day for sure, but I'm really trying to get it done right now so I can just sit and relax and recoup from this weekend, because it was a very crazy weekend. I just got 4 miles in one stretch, and I am at 15,623 steps and 7.36 miles. I think that our trip really helped. That 4-mile walk was absolutely nothing to me. My feet are a little hurting still, and I think they need to recoup. And I really haven't slept very much on our trip, so I was pretty set up for failure, but ended up getting my 15,000 in. Now I can just chill out and do whatever for the rest of the day. It's 5:30 right now, and I only have 8,000 steps in, and I'm honestly procrastinating by cleaning out my laundry room and taking all of my winter clothes and actually storing them properly. I just need 3 more miles, and I know I can do it. I just need to set my mind to it, but right now I just feel like procrastinating, and this is a productive procrastination. I've needed to do this for a long time. I don't know, for some reason today I really have not wanted to get my steps in. I don't think I'm over it necessarily. I just think I am feeling pretty lazy today. That laziness needs to go away because I have to get my steps in. Even though some days have been a struggle, I have done decently well this entire month so far, and I've hit my goal every single day, and I will hit my goal today. It is 6:38 right now, and I hit my 15,000 steps for the day. I did want to show you guys, golly, besides one meeting I had in person today, every other meeting was at my desk, so I really did not walk around a lot during the work day specifically. I really wanted to show you that even though I only walked before and after work, I was able to hit my steps. As you can see, I started around 6 o'clock, and then I started walking around 6 again. I did 15,230 steps, 7.19 miles. Seeing this graph kind of makes me realize it is actually possible to get your steps in. Even if I was working an in-office job, it would be a little harder to get my 15,000 steps a day, but still, I can definitely see how this challenge is changing my mindset toward walking and having enough time to do these things. I am starting to notice mental benefits with this. I just feel better about my day. I'm just more resilient throughout my workday when I do walk before the day starts. However, I'm not noticing a ton of physical, visible changes. I do notice I have better stamina. I do notice that I could walk in New York City and it was completely fine. I do not think I'm losing weight. I think my heart is stronger.
which is good.
It's day 12 of hitting my 15,000 steps, and I have hit my 15,000 steps for the day. I'm going to church tonight, and I'm glad that I do not have to worry about those steps after church.
We are on day 13, 8:01 in the morning. I think this is probably my longest walk that I have been intentional about. I got in 5 miles this morning. It took me around an hour and a half to do this 5 miles. I am at 10,631 steps.
I think this morning was a little too much because now it's almost 10 o'clock and I've been sitting on the couch still and tired, and I think that drained me a little bit. I should not have gone that hard, but today is July 4th and I want to be able to enjoy the rest of my day.
Little under 2,000 steps left for the day. I caught my 2 fish, so I'm not too worried about it, but I want to show you all these geese. I'm so much closer to them than what it may look like. Man, I would sit this camera down right in the middle of them, but I'd be too scared that they would attack the camera, not me. I mean, they could attack me. One time one of them did hiss at me though, so they can be mean. 15,021 steps. We are on day 15 of walking 15,000 steps a day. I've been looking through some of my footage and I'm pretty sure I'm missing some footage, sadly. We are over halfway finished with this and I am so ready to be finished. I know I was watching the videos back and I think I was very optimistic and very, oh, this is so easy. These past couple days especially, I've been off from work because of the July 4th holiday. My motivation has decreased significantly. It's been a lot hotter outside, and so that kind of makes it very miserable to walk. The majority of my walking I've just had to do inside, or else I was gonna have a heat stroke outside. So I'm getting my last 500 steps in for the day. I'm kind of sad because yesterday I did this whole little clip on being halfway there, some of the things I've learned so far, but I can't find the footage. So I'm at 14,901 steps, 6.93 miles. And so once I hit 7 miles, that's pretty much my 15,000 mark. I definitely can walk so much longer when I'm walking slower, and especially when I'm working at my computer. Easier to work at my computer when I'm walking slower than obviously walking faster, but sometimes I just really want to get it finished and get it done, and so I try to walk as fast as I can. And I think that is really where the burnout happens, because if I'm walking slower and I'm on my computer or doing something else that's distracting me, I can get a lot of steps in. When I'm counting down the steps, it is painfully slow. Not looking at my steps helps me go further sometimes. Normally when I'm at the counter working on my computer, I have my watch on around my ankle. When it's on my ankle, I obviously can't tell how fast I'm walking or how many steps I'm getting in, right? But when it's on my wrist, I can look and I see that I hit 15,034 steps, 6.99 miles, and I am good for the day. Thank goodness.
We are on day 16 of walking 15,000 steps a day, and I think I'm just over this challenge. I really do. I feel like I want to quit this challenge, maybe, but I know I won't. I know that I'm at this point right now where I feel like I've kind of plateaued. There are benefits, obviously, to walking every single day. I do feel like nothing new is happening, nothing is changing, but I know for sure that when I stop doing this, that I will feel the effects. Even though now every single day to day, I don't notice a visible difference recently, even an energy difference. I haven't really noticed anything, and maybe I've just gotten used to the fact that I have more energy throughout the day. I'm just tired of having to think about my steps constantly until I actually finish my steps. I did not measure myself throughout this journey, but I have checked my weight and I haven't gained or lost anything at all. I'll share a little more at the end of the video about why I think that. This morning, it's 8:19 and I only have 2,515 steps. On church days, I do get a little bit of a slower start. Everything in my head is telling me it's time to quit this challenge. Even though I feel that way, I'm still gonna keep pushing forward as long as I can, and honestly, we're over halfway and we can definitely do it.
It is 5:52 and I hit my 15,000 steps for the day. I was watching the video I did earlier today and I was just being so dramatic. I'm not gonna lie, I really did not want to do this challenge all day long, but in the evening I did get like a second wind. I finished my steps pretty quickly in the evening, but this morning was just such a slower start and I just did not want to do it at all, but I'm so glad I did. That does not mean I'm not ready for this challenge to end, but I am proud of myself for sticking through it and for getting my 15,000 in today. You guys, we are on day 17 of walking 15,000
15,000 steps a day, and I did my 7 miles in one run. Not an actual run, but just one time, one sprint, one sitting, right? It actually was 6.93 miles, but I ended up getting my 15,000 steps in. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Today was not the best morning in the world, but I had this morning off, and so I just had time to dedicate to it. So this morning from 8:30 a.m. to 10:42 a.m. I was walking on my walking pad. It took me 2 hours and 12 minutes, 6.93 miles. To be honest, I really distracted myself. Since I didn't have work today, I could just play like 2 or 3 45-minute videos on YouTube and get it done so much faster. And I was walking a lot faster because I wasn't on my computer this time. I was not tired at all after. I felt so good and so excited and productive. I'm so happy I got my steps in all at once. Obviously, that is not a super realistic thing to do every single day, especially when I'm working or even on weekends too. It's not extremely realistic to be able to do that. And I was going pretty fast in comparison to what I normally go. I know the past couple days I have not been in the best headset and I wanted to quit this and all this stuff, but I'm feeling so good. I really think that it's just specifically Saturdays and Sundays that really hate this challenge so much. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this challenge, but for now, my steps are done and I'm good to go today.
Hello, good morning. We are on day 19 and today is the first day in a pretty long time I've been able to get up in the morning and actually walk outside. Today it's not supposed to be 80 degrees until like 10 or 11. I have enough time to kind of get in my steps outside. I enjoy walking outside so much more than I enjoy walking on my walking pad. The walking pad is just out of convenience. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the entire stretch today. I will be able to get some steps in. Just this view is just really pretty, so I enjoy it a lot. These 15,000 steps, they've never been fun necessarily, but they are getting so much easier. Yesterday, I think I had 7,000 steps left after 5 o'clock or something, and I was like, man, this is gonna be awful. This is gonna be terrible. I literally just stood at my counter, got some work done, and I was fine. It was okay. And it made things go by so much faster. A lot of people, when they do these challenges, they want to be present in the moment. They want to enjoy the time, whatever. For me, I need to be distracted when I'm walking because that really, I can walk miles and miles and miles and not even think a thing if I'm distracted. It's when I'm counting down my steps that it takes forever for me to walk because I'm noticing it more. There's this thing going around where it's like the hoodie trick, and you're supposed to put a hoodie over a treadmill, and then you're supposed to be able to run a 5K or do something like that. And I think that's kind of the same idea with this, is that when you're tracking yourself and when you know your limits in your head, you kind of limit yourself to those things. And I think that's what I do. Is normally me walking 3 miles in one go isn't an option. However, I can do that. And I do that often because I want to get this thing done.
Day 21. It's day 22 of walking 15,000 steps a day, and I am so tired. Okay, literally, it is almost 7 o'clock right now at night. Today, I kayaked 9 miles. I have never been kayaking before a day in my life. I kayaked 9 miles straight. It was really, really fun. It was a good time. However, my arms are completely dead. It took us like from 9 a.m. until 3 or something like that. Philip was having a movie party right after that. So then sat in a movie theater for like 2 hours, and I'm just so tired. My arms are jello, but I really would love to hit my steps still by the end of the day, even though my arms are in pain and I'm tired. My legs are feeling fine. Right now, I have 2.53 miles in and I have 5,484 steps so far. It's gonna take me at least 2.5 to 3 hours to get 10,000 more steps. Today is a day that I really may not make it.
The weather is actually really, really decent right now, and so I'm going to try to walk as much as I can outside just because I know if I'm walking inside on my walking pad, especially on the weekend, I'm just going to hate it and I will dread every single step of it. So really hoping to appreciate this time right now and get the rest of these steps in. I'm half a mile in and I'm definitely walking a lot slower than I normally would. I'm just so exhausted. Also, it does feel like my arms are going to fall off, so I need to stop filming right now. I never realized how much you have to use your arm muscles to walk. I would love for this challenge to be completely over, like right now. I'm really tempted to just go back home and do the rest of my walking pad, but I know that if I do that, I will procrastinate. And I do think I need rest, but I really would like to just finish this and then be able to rest the rest of the night instead of waiting an hour or two and then just like pushing it out. I don't know why I do this to myself. Why did I do this to myself? This has been the hardest day of the challenge, and I really am not sure if I'm going to make it.
You guys, we are on day 23 of hitting 15,000 steps. Yesterday, I hit my steps. I know that the clips before this were very tired and dramatic and sad. I'm telling you guys, I almost quit yesterday. I really did. I was so sore from kayaking. I've never kayaked a day in my life before, and yesterday was the first time I've ever kayaked, and I kayaked 9 miles. I was walking yesterday. I didn't realize how much arm muscle you need to use whenever you're walking, and just like swing your arms back and forth when you're walking, all that stuff. It was not a good time. I ended up making it last night. Thank goodness. I slept so well. I didn't sleep a lot of hours last night, but I slept so deep last night. It was really, really good. Today is Sunday, and you guys know Sundays are always really, really difficult to get my steps in. This morning when I left church, I had less than 700 steps in, and I just walked 1 mile. I'll show you the stats. Walked on my walking pad for an hour and got in 3 miles. So now I just need like 4 miles left. Right now I have 7,883 steps. So I'm over halfway there. I know I can do it. I'm just exhausted. But this time next Sunday, I hopefully will have completed the entire month. I am so ready for that day. I need it to come quickly. I think earlier on in this challenge, it was just so easy for me, and now, and these past couple of days have been incredibly difficult just because of my body is just, it feels like it's failing right now. I am very proud of myself and very thankful that I am able to push my body to its limits. I know I'm going to get the rest of the steps in today, but just keep wishing me luck. I hope you're still enjoying watching this because it's been a journey so far.
It is day 25 of hitting 15,000 steps a day. Literally, I have 5 days left. It is insane how wild this month has been. In a lot of ways, the time has passed pretty quickly, but then also, I'm so ready for this to be over. I'm walking right now. I only have 1 mile left. It's gonna go by so fast. The weather is actually perfect. It just finished raining, and so the weather is feeling really, really good. I'm loving it right now. I could probably run in this weather, which I will not do because I don't enjoy running, and I'm just really bad at running. But right now I have 12,715 steps, and like I said, just 1 more mile and I'm good. I'm kind of at the stage now where I'm realizing that 15,000 steps really is not that bad. I know that whenever I am having a hectic day and stressful day, it does seem awful and terrible, but in general, on normal days where I'm not out traveling, when I'm not in market, it's pretty self-explanatory and decently not unattainable. Tomorrow's probably gonna be a little harder. I am going to the Shoals tomorrow, which is like an hour and a half one way there, and I will have meetings all day tomorrow, so I'll probably, unless I wake up very, very early, I probably won't get very many steps in the morning, and then also tomorrow's Wednesday, so I have church right after. Basically, I will be out of commission from the morning until after church, and church typically ends at I think 7. If that's the case, I would have to basically get the majority of my steps in after 7 o'clock, which that is very, very late for me. That would be pushing it a lot because it does take me a couple of hours to get my steps in anyway. I think I will wake up at least a little early tomorrow and try to get a few thousand steps in to help tomorrow go as smoothly as possible. You guys, today is day 30 of walking my 15,000 steps, and I did it. I'm so glad and so thankful, but listen, the video is not over yet. I'm about to go over kind of my takeaways and then also some tips for you if you're interested in doing a challenge like this. So keep watching. And if you like this video so far, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's kind of go into the details of this month and see where my health metrics are at. We'll look at the number of steps we got. So on average, last month, I got 5,446 steps. This month, I got an average of 16,380 steps. That is so crazy to me that I got 3 times the steps I normally would have, and I'm very, very proud of myself. Last month, I got an average of 232 calories every single day. I got an average of 18 minutes of exercise every single day, and then an 11-hour stand time. However, this month, I got an average of 527 calories of movement, an average of 108 exercise minutes, and then an average of 12 stand hours. I will, at the end of this video, share a before and after, and then also I'll share my weight progression. But first, here are some of the things I learned from walking 15,000 steps a day. Number one, I can do the hard things. This month has really changed my mindset of walking and what my body is capable of and how much time I really have to devote to things. I'm not going to lie, doing 15,000 steps a day has been challenging. Some days are easier than the others, but some days felt like an actual walk in the park. Some days it felt literally impossible to do it, but it just takes one step at a time, literally. Number two, this takes so much longer than I thought it would to complete 7 miles in one day. Okay, so for me, I don't really go extremely fast when I'm walking, and so it takes me on average around 18 minutes to complete 1 mile. It takes me 7 miles to complete 15,000 steps a day. It does take a lot of intentionality. It does take a lot of discipline to be able to do this. It's like 2.5 hours every single day. Number three, getting at least half my steps in at the beginning of the day before I even start work is the game changer. Okay, if I can get 7,500 in before work, if I can get 10,000 in before work, I'm golden. I know for sure I'm golden. But at least half my steps in, it does set the tone for the day. It does put me in a better mood for the day, makes me more resilient throughout the day, makes me more motivated and productive, honestly. What I have found works best for me is doing a major chunk of it before my day starts, and then doing small little intervals throughout the day. Maybe do another walk in the evening, but I typically hit it by then, as long as I just do it early, get started early. And starting early gives you so much more buffer time. Let's say you wake up and you think, oh yeah, I'll have so much time today to do all this stuff, so I'll wait until later in the day. So many things could go wrong. Your schedule can be completely flipped upside down, and then you're just scrambling at the end of the day. And I just do not enjoy that feeling of scrambling. I do not enjoy the feeling of time working against me and me not being able to walk fast enough to be able to hit the steps before midnight or before whatever, right? Number four, I just really need to keep myself busy while I'm walking. I cannot just sit there and stare at my watch and make sure that we get up the steps. I cannot be thinking about the steps constantly, or else it just makes it drag on and on. It makes it very, very miserable to be walking just to count your steps. Like, I know a lot of people, when they go walking, maybe they do want to enjoy nature and they do want to be fully present, all that stuff. For me, I don't want that. I do not want that. I want to be doing something. I want to be multitasking. I want to be reading or listening to a podcast or coming up with new content ideas or anything like that. I just want to make sure that my time, my 2.5 hours of walking, is actually being used in a wise way. It also just like makes my brain just think a lot clearer, I feel like. A lot of times when I'm editing these YouTube videos, I'll walk and do that at the same time on my walking pad. But if you are that person who does want to fully soak in the walk itself, go for it. But for me, that just did not work. Number five, I noticed that during certain parts of the day when I typically should be super tired, no energy whatsoever, that I have just had these random spouts of energy that I normally wouldn't have. I definitely am a morning person, and then once it hits like 2 or 3, that's kind of the worst times of the day for me, and I kind of crash at those points. But ever since I've been walking, I feel like 2 and 3, I still have the energy to keep going and keep doing, and it's been really good. Number 6, I promise you guys, I feel so much more rested in the mornings, and when it's nighttime, I actually feel tired. I feel my body feels physically tired and ready to be in bed and ready to sleep. At the end of the day, when I lay my head on my pillow, I'm done. I mean, like there's no more energy left for me to exert, and so I just go to sleep. Number 7, doing this challenge has definitely given me a lot more accountability, especially because I have been filming this. I'm not gonna lie, one of the harder parts about this challenge too is trying to film myself every single day. That's just like not a natural thing to do. There were a lot of days where I did not want to be on camera. There were a lot of days where I just was not feeling this challenge whatsoever. I still did my steps though. It was just difficult to put myself on camera and act like everything was fine still, and act like I enjoyed this challenge and this was a beneficial challenge to me, when in the moment, that's not how I was feeling. If I was not filming this, I definitely probably would have quit this challenge on like day 2. No, not day 2. On like week 2. For those of you guys who are interested in doing this challenge, here's some advice I have for you guys. Number 1, just be realistic with yourself. If your average steps are 1,000 steps a day, maybe let's not try for 15,000 steps. Maybe let's try for 5 or 6 or 7, right? Start what's realistic for you, something that you're going to push yourself. You're not going to completely overdo yourself and make you never ever want to walk again. Number 2, definitely invest in some good shoes. I have honestly probably never bought like proper tennis shoes in my entire life, and I actually did buy some a couple months back, not even for this challenge, but just having good shoes will prevent injury and it will help you walk so much better. Your walking form and your posture will change. Feet won't hurt as bad. It's just really important, and everybody's feet are different. Everybody's needs are different. So not one shoe is going to work for every single person. So kind of just figure out what you need and what shoe would work best for you. Another thing is you need to pace yourself, okay? Pacing yourself also will help you so you don't burn out, right? I can walk a lot longer if I'm walking a lot slower. There were a lot of times where I would walk really, really fast because I just wanted to get it done really quickly. Because I was walking so fast, I would just stop and take so many breaks. It just took me longer than just like walking slower. And walking slower for me is a lot more enjoyable anyway. 15,000 steps in one go, it's kind of ish doable, but it's not fun. And that's not what I would suggest for you to do. It is actually very difficult to be able to do that. At least for me in my fitness level, it would be very difficult for me to just walk 7 miles straight, especially just doing it on a walking pad and not doing it for a purpose. If I was traveling, I could do it straight, and we do it so often. But if it was for no purpose whatsoever, I would either get bored or hot or tired or thirsty or just like give up. Also, if you are able to, I would highly suggest getting a walking pad. Getting a walking pad will help your walking journey exponentially, okay? Because I have a walking pad, I cannot have the excuse of, oh, it's raining outside, or it's too hot outside, or it's snowing outside, or, oh, it's not safe to walk outside, right? I literally have it right there, like 6 feet away from me. It is just such a game changer. As soon as I wake up in the morning, all I have to do is hop on. It's so simple. If that's an option for you, I would just highly, highly recommend it. And especially if you work from home too, it's a really great way to get movement in your day. And it's very, very easy once you have it. You can find a lot of them at Facebook Marketplace, or sometimes some thrift stores will have them. When you're not using it, you can literally just slip it under your bed. It's just a very, very good resource and tool to use when you're on your walking journey. My last piece of advice, and this is so cheesy, is to just believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it, because for me, it's been really shocking to see how much my body has been able to do, because physically, I'm not a strong person. I don't have the best stamina. I don't work out. I don't exercise. I don't do any of that. For me, this challenge was so much more than physical. It was a mental challenge, right? It wasn't the fact that, hey, my body feels like it's breaking down. Besides that kayaking day. The kayaking day, my body was breaking down in so many ways. This challenge was so much more a mental game than a physical game. The 15,000 steps physically, it was fine. We're okay. We made it through. It was mentally getting over the hurdle of me believing that I wasn't capable of doing it, that I didn't have the time to do it, that I didn't have the energy to do it. There were a lot of times I dreaded walking, but there was never a time where I regretted walking. If you're in the same boat as me, where you do not exercise, you don't work out typically, but you do want to get some movement in your day and you're interested in walking, you actually enjoy walking, I would highly encourage you to do this challenge. And it does not have to look exactly how it looked like for me. It doesn't have to be the exact number. It doesn't have to be the exact way, right? It looks different for everybody. And now I know you guys have waited this entire video probably to see the results. Here is the before and after. I don't know why I did it at this angle, but then I tried to make them both at this angle because I just wanted to be cohesive, even though this is a terrible angle. But this is the before, this is the after, in the same exact dress. 1 month later, I did not change my diet at all. I did not exercise in any other way besides walking. Throughout this challenge, I did not measure my body or weigh myself. However, I do know the starting weight that I started at, and I do know the weight I am now. And I am proud to say that
I actually gained weight. And listen, you might be thinking, Abigail, is this supposed to lose weight? Like what, why would I even do this if blah, blah, blah. Okay, listen, everybody's body is different. Everybody's body reacts differently. Let me give you a little backstory, okay? I literally have 0 muscles in my body. Maturing is realizing that it's better to gain weight when you're gaining muscle than just stay X number of pounds because you want to be under X number of pounds and all of that's fat. Physically, I don't think I notice a difference. However, when I see this footage of the before and after, maybe I'll change my mind. I do notice that my legs are more toned and a lot larger than they once were. I do notice that in the mornings, my stomach is a bit flatter, which is nice. But for me, I feel like the mental benefits I've received have been so much more noticeable and significant than the physical benefits I've received so far. And from this experience, it is going to push me to do the hard things and do things that I didn't think I could do, or do things that I didn't think I would be good at, right? So in the end, did I successfully complete the challenge? Yeah, I did. Did I lose weight? No. Do I feel so much better than I did 1 month ago? Definitely. Like I said, if you're interested in doing this, please let me know what your plan of attack is. I would love for you to keep me updated on your journey. If you did like this video, please make sure you're commenting, and subscribing. Let me know if you've ever done this challenge before or you plan on doing it in the future, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye.